After nearly 5 days of hunting, the final Dark Ops challenge Easter egg has just been solved in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This Dark Ops challenge is called Friendship Ended, and the description teaser for the Dark Ops simply says, "May the warm shoulder grow cold." This has stumped the community ever since Season 4 released last week, and is tied with the fog rolling in Easter egg as the longest Easter egg to solve in the game. So let's dive into exactly how you unlock this Dark Ops, and why it took the community 5 days to solve. Jumping into what the community knew so far up until the solve, we knew what the calling card looked like, we knew it was a Dark Ops called Friendship Ended, and we knew the description, "May the shoulder grow cold," is the only hint that we had. The only other clue was the calling card image itself, which shows Maya surrounded by 2 doppelgasts. From all of this, it could be insinuated that Maya had to be the operator you use for this calling card, and it involved doppelgasts. Furthermore, every Dark Ops challenge that has been added has been tied to the boss fight on each map. We've had one for Citadel, Shattered Veil. This clearly was on the Tomb. So how would the boss fight be involved for this one if the image shows 2 doppelgasts? The theories began with people assuming that you had to turn a doppelgast in the boss fight to take out another doppelgast. With the description of the Dark Ops being "the warm shoulder grow cold," was this a teaser involving the Ice Staff? Did the boss fight need to be completed Ice Staff only? Do you need to take out doppelgast with the Ice Staff? Like, what is going on? Well, it turns out that none of those things are relevant whatsoever. Maya's not relevant, the doppelgasts are not relevant, the Ice Staff is not relevant. All you need is to go on the Tomb. Now, what makes this even more interesting is that this is the first Dark Ops that cannot be completed solo. You have to be playing this in a co-op game, either with friends or with randoms in a public match. And every single person hunting this was completely overthinking it, because this is such a simple Dark Ops challenge to complete. So how is it done? Well, you need to jump into a game of the Tomb in co-op, and you need to open up the doors to get to the door to nowhere. Once that's activated, around the map in 3 locations is the spawn for a potential statue that, when looked at, will cause a jump scare Easter egg. Typically, you'd look at this statue, it will turn around, its eyes will glow red, and then at some point in the next few minutes in game, you will just randomly get jump scared. Now, the whole point of this Dark Ops challenge and why it's called Friendship Ended is, in order to unlock this, you need to first activate the jump scare Easter egg from one of the 3 locations. But once that statue is turned around and its eyes have glow red at you, you then need to go over to any random teammate and melee them with a melee weapon out a few times, and it will transfer the jump scare over to that random teammate. And when doing so, you, the player, will immediately unlock the Friendship Ended Dark Ops calling card. And the whole idea of this is that you've transferred the jump scare over to a random teammate, and then once that random teammate has played the game for a few minutes, has purchased anything off the wall, ammo buys, crafted anything, they will randomly get jump scared without having to do anything. And I think the whole idea behind this Dark Ops is to essentially scare one of your teammates by activating a jump scare Easter egg which they didn't activate themselves. And in a way, it's actually quite genius, because in the past, there has been plenty of iconic jump scares where you tell your friends in the voice chat, "Hey, come over, look at this area with a sniper, it's really cool." They do it and they get jump scared. But with this, you're actually jump scaring people without them having any idea that it's going to happen, unless they were told prior. Once you've meleeed someone in game after activating the jump scare, that's it. You've unlocked the calling card, and it literally was as simple as that. So going over the 3 locations, one of them can be found in the room where you activate the door to nowhere, where the quick revive machine is, and directly above quick revive at the top of this mountain will be a spawn for a statue. Another spawn can be found in the window directly opposite the Deadshot Daiquiri machine, where it's going to be out the map to the right here. And the third and final location is directly next to the second location, where you just go down the stairs, and to the left of the mystery box location out the window, and over to the left is going to be the final location. Once looked at, the jump scare will activate, and then to transfer it to a teammate, you just have to melee them. Now, what is hilarious is that once the jump scare has been activated and you've passed it to a friend and then they get jump scared, the statue respawns in one of the 3 spots. So you can continuously jump scare people for the rest of the game without them knowing. And I think this is a really cool Dark Ops, because admittedly, up to this point, the jump scare Easter egg did feel a little bit pointless, a bit strange to just look at a statue and at some point you're going to get jump scared. So this really turns the Easter egg on its its head, where it now allows you to scare other people. Now, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section about this Dark Ops calling card and what you actually have to do to achieve it. Do you think it's actually quite cool? Do you think it's really silly? Or is it a combination of both of those things? Because I tweeted out last night with the calling card itself saying that this has to be the longest amount of time the community has been stumped on something in Black Ops 6 Zombies so far. More challenges like this in the future, please, Treyarch. It had a really positive response where it had a ton of views, a lot of likes, and some other creators like Stanley557 replied saying, please reiterate to Treyarch that the hunt has been super intriguing to follow and that Treyarch need to do more things like this in the future. ZoneX as well saying that this feels like we're hunting a whole Easter egg, but instead just a challenge, awesome addition. And SkyInit saying if Treyarch could implement this into the world's first main quest race, that would be incredible. I'm sure we can all agree here where we miss the days where we would all be stuck on particular steps for 24 plus hours, hard steps to solve but easy to replicate once figured out. It pleases both parties, and I couldn't agree more. It is crazy the wild goose chase that this Dark Ops has led the community on, because the actual image of the calling card and the description is so far and beyond what the actual Dark Ops itself is. But maybe that just helped add to the sheer mystery and vagueness of how to unlock this. But I definitely think going forwards, Treyarch need to continue to add Dark Ops challenges seasonally, but also keep them as vague and mysterious as this. Unlike most Black Ops Zombies releases with a Dark Ops challenge set included, it was actually impossible for data miners to data mine these challenges to work out how they worked, because every Dark Ops challenge when completed has a very specific description on how to unlock it, so you know exactly what you did. But in the case of these Dark Ops, even now they are unlocked, the description is still just as vague as what was data mined, and it doesn't exactly tell you how to do them. And I think to keep Dark Ops a mystery going forward, Treyarch should take this attitude and have every new Dark Ops and every next game to have these vague descriptions. Maybe have it so when they are unlocked, the description becomes less vague, but then that could potentially get data mined as well. Clearly, this approach is a refreshing new take on Dark Ops challenges, and it adds a sense of mystery and hunt that we haven't had in a Zombies game, where something was retroactively added to a Zombies map months and months after its release that we, the community, have to go in and discover and find out. And whilst these Dark Ops haven't been completely interesting in terms of what you need to do for them, some of them have actually been pretty challenging. But I think they could definitely be improved in future, where these Dark Ops are just as vague but have an element of difficulty about them, because there's no questions, this is without doubt not a difficult Dark Ops at all. It's not complicated, it's extremely easy, but it was the process of hunting and finding what this was, and it turning out to be extremely simple, which I guess in a way that's what Easter eggs should be. It also shows that Treyarch aren't afraid to slightly reinvent the wheel with side Easter eggs and the impacts and effects that they have, as I'm pretty confident up until this update you couldn't apply the jump scare to other players by meleeing like this. It was only with this update that they added that, because there is a Dark Ops tied to it. But I would love to know your thoughts about this down below in the comment section. If you want to know how to do the other secret Season 4 Dark Ops challenges that were added, then why not check these two videos on screen right now, where we have the Dark Ops on Shattered Veil and the Dark Ops on Citadel.